Okay, so we are over here with the next session of this similar past paper that was 221012 October November 23. This was the past paper that we are currently doing. We have done 6 questions of this one, not 7. Sorry, my pardon. Now coming towards the seventh question. Now, what does the seventh question say? It says a train station has a ticket inspector who checks each customer tickets before they are allowed to get on the train. The train station wants a system that will allow the tickets to be automatically checked. So basically, they are going to have have an automatic check over here. So for how they are going to have an automatic check, identify two suitable input devices that can be used to automatically read the tickets. Okay, now for reading the tickets, what could be the two devices? So it could be a barcode scanner as well. You can write a barcode scanner. You can write a QR scanner as well. These are two different scanners. Okay, you can write it down as two different points as well. And apart from both of them, you can write it down as the digital cameras as well. So these could be three of the things that you could utilize as the automatic data capture part. Coming to part B, the train driver pushes the button to close the train door when all passengers have boarded the train. The train door will only close when there are no passengers in the doorway. That means no one is going to enter the train and no one is coming out of the train. So at that time, there is no person hanging on the door, like in Pakistan. So there is no person at the door at that time. So at that moment, only in that moment, the door can be closed. The system to check there are no passengers in the doorway uses a sensor and a microprocessor. Okay, so the sensor is utilized. Now, obviously, we need to know that what type of sensor would be utilized. Explain how the sensors and the microprocessors are used to check whether the train door has been closed. Okay, so it's for the 6 marks. How are we going to write it down? So first of all, starting with the name of the sensor. So we could utilize a proximity sensor or a pressure sensor or a weight sensor we can utilize or an infrared sensor. So I will be going with the infrared sensor. Now do remember that you need to mention five basic points. Infrared sensor is going to input the values. Those values will be converted to the digital with the help of the ADC. The new values will be compared with already stored values in the microprocessor. Okay, just after that, the values will be converted back towards the analog with the help of the DAC. The values will be going, or the signals will be going to the actuators or the motors that will be either closing the doors or will be opening up the doors according to the input. So these are the points that you actually need to mention over here. Okay, so we are going to start with this one. Okay, so infrared sensor will input the data. Yeah, input the new values. New values will be converted to digital by ADC, that's an analog to digital converter. New values will be compared with already stored values in microprocessor. Just after that, new values will be converted back to analog by DAC, that's a digital to analog converter. Signals will be sent to actuator, actuator or motor, whatever is applied in the scenario. Okay, actuator or motor that will provide the instructions to either open the door, open or close the door. You can add in this way, or close the door depending on new values input. So now what are the points that you actually need to mention over here? The first point will be input of data, input new values. The other one will be converted to digital by ADC, the major point. Then you can say compared with already stored values. The word microprocessor is a major point over here. Converted back to analog by DAC, major point. Actuators or motors will provide the instruction, either open or close the door. So these are the major points that should be there when you are going to that you actually need to mention over here. Okay, now moving ahead to the next question. Okay, now over here they are saying draw and annotate a diagram that demonstrates the cyber security threat of data interception. Okay, once you are sending the data from one end to another end, that means from, you may say, sender's end to the receiver's end. So what could be the issues, or how you're going to how your data is going to be intercepted? So for this interception, what you're going to do, we can demonstrate a diagram over here. Okay, I'm trying to make equal boxes and in a row as well, but I don't think so that they are in a row. It's not a major issue. Okay. Okay, so I tried my level best. Okay, now what is going to happen? Okay, so now what are these, or what I mentioned over here? So it's the sender, receiver. It's the sender, it's the receiver. It's a third party, or actually you can say it's a hacker as well. Okay, and sorry, it's a third party that is actually analyzing that whether data for anything useful or not. And over here, it's a, or in other words, you can call it as the hacker as well. Okay, and now over here, it's a packet sniffer. Now, what do you mean by the packet sniffer? Now, packet sniffer is something that is actually examining that data is being sent from one computer to another computer, or one part to another part. So this third party is the person, or is the hacker. Once you are sending the data from one end to another end, so this third party in between can just hack your data at this junction. It can just hack your data. It can take your data, or it can just destroy or corrupt your data as well. Mostly in these types of things, the data is just stolen. It might be corrupted as well. Majorly it's stolen at this point. Okay, now coming to the next part, it was for 4 marks. Okay, now part B. What does the part B says? Identify one security solution that will help keep the data safe from data interception, and state why it will keep the data safe. Okay, so as I said that mostly it's a data theft. So what you can do, um, to keep your data secure even if it has been hacked, so you can write encrypt your data, so even in a case it got hacked, it won't be of any use. Of any use until decrypted or decoded. So to decrypt a code is quite difficult. Okay. Until you are not having the key. Okay, for this one, there was a request to show this again. Sender was sending the data to the receiver. That's a packet sniffer actually that is checking out whether data is properly going over there or not. That third party is the thing. You might say that it's a hacker that is actually stealing your data or actually corrupting your data. Mostly there is a case of stealing the data. Coming towards question number 9, what does the question number 9 says? Now it says the table contains terms and description about the internet. Complete the table with the missing terms and the description. So it's from the internet and its uses part. What are they saying? Description is says the collective name for all web pages available. So the place where all web pages are available is actually known as a World Wide Web. Now they are saying a small text file stored by the web browser that can store a user's personal data. So it's a cookie that is storing the preferences of a user, that is storing the personal data of the user. It might be the you may say it might be the IDs, it might be the passwords, depending. Okay. Now URL. So it's a actually it's a address of that particular website or the web page in a high level language. So you may write it down a text based address for a website or a web page. Now web server, what is a web server? So web server um, place where web pages are stored and are returned to client on request. Okay, so if the user or the client makes a request regarding that particular web page, so web server is the particular place by which you are going to return that thing. Okay. Okay, now language used to create a website. It's most common to all of you guys approximately. Example tags head and the body. So obviously it's a hypertext markup language, HTML. So you can add the HTML as well. You can add the hypertext markup language as well. So it would be better because it's a small place. So we can write it down with the HTML. Now they are saying a protocol that is used to request and send web pages. So HTML hypertext markup language. So the similar protocol should be utilized. So it's a hypertext transfer protocol. That's an HTTP in abbreviated form. Okay, now coming towards, I think so we do have a question over here. Let's see. I will be sending this solved paper by me to you guys on the groups. So do not take the screenshots or something like that. Okay. A business has a system that is described as having artificial intelligence. State one of the main characteristics of an AI system. Okay, what are the characteristics of an AI system? So for the characteristics of, okay, we need to not multiple, one main characteristic of the AI system. So you can write it down. It should have the ability to learn and adopt the things. Uh, it is the collection of the data. You may write it down as well. Ability to sense the surrounding as well. Okay. Ability, the degree of the movement can be the, okay, sorry. Ability to, it's not about the robotics, sorry, my bad. For the AI system, you can say ability to reason or to solve the problem. This could be the thing. Analyzes the patterns. This could be for the AI system. By mistakenly, I just told the characteristics of the report. Sorry, my bad. So we will be writing over here. Ability to learn. So this could be the one. Now they are saying an AI system is an expert system. Explain how an expert system operates. Okay, so for the expert system, you should know that you should be having an interface. Interface means the place through which you are going to enter the data or you are going to receive the data from that particular system. It should have a knowledge base. It should have a rule base. It should have a inference engine. Engine means some sort of the uh, search engine sort of the thing. And the other part could be that it should be the rule based or the knowledge based so that it could decide that what output or the what next, what data should it provide next. So explain how an expert system operates. So we can write it down. Expert system do have an interface to connect with user, to input or output data. A knowledge base or rule based system is required to reach better results or to learn from previous inputs and outputs. So it might learn from the previous inputs and outputs. Most importantly, an inference engine is required that acts as a search engine. So this is what you can write for the expert system or how does an expert system actually operates. Coming to the next question, what does the next question says? It's about a manufacturing company uses an automated systems in its manufacturing process. The automated system uses a flow sensor. Identify what a flow sensor measures. So obviously flow sensor will be measuring any sort of the liquid or a gas sort of the thing because regarding the flow. So flow of a gas, yeah, that's fine. Amount or flow of a gas or flow of a liquid, you can say flow of a gas, or you may write it down liquid as well because they have not specified over here. Now they are saying explain one advantage to the employees of using an automated system in manufacturing. Okay, now to the employees, they are saying to the employees, not to the manufacturer or to the company or to the company owner. It's saying it should be to the employees. So you may write it down. It will be more secured. That's the most easy one. It will be more secured to avoid any sort of accident due to gas or liquid flow because we are not specified again. Apart from that, you may say that it can increase the job skills as well because it will be making this type of systems can make the employees better with the work. And you can write it down that there will be no need to do the repetitive tasks. They can just assign the task to the user once, and once they are assigning the task to the sorry to the machine, and once the employee is assigning the task to the machine, so it will be doing it on its own. Now they are saying explain one advantage to the company owner of using automated system in manufacturing. Okay, now they are saying one advantage. Okay, so oh sorry, one disadvantage to the company owner. So best thing you can say that first time installation installation and training of employees could be quite expensive. So this is the one. Now coming back towards the digital currency, now I'm thinking, yeah, that's fine as well, expensive because but you need to explain that as well, Essen. Digital currency can be used to pay for products and services. Digital currencies are often tracked using digital ledgers. Give two other features of the digital currency. Okay, now they are actually saying that where the digital currency can be utilized apart from that. So they can say or sorry two features. Sorry, they are saying where two features of the digital currencies. So you may say uh, they are usually encrypted. The best part, they are usually encrypted. Okay, apart from the encryption, you may what you can write it down. They utilize the centralized systems. In my classes, I just told about that link one when you're going to the ATM. So there's a link one system. So in that link one system, you can just have your cash from any other bank as well. If you are having an account in XYZ bank, so you can have the cash from ABC bank as well because they are centralized. So that is the feature of a digital currency. They can be centralized or they can have a centralized system. You can write it down in this manner. Centralized system. Okay, they could have a decentralized system as well. Do remember that. Okay. Okay, now they are saying identify the process that uses a digital ledger to track the use of the digital currency. Okay, so there is a small topic regarding this part that uses the digital ledger to track the use of the digital currency that is known as the blockchaining that is having a you may say the previous address that is known as the hash address over there. We just studied with that part. So this process is all known as blockchain or blockchaining. Now coming to the next question, it's question number 13. Again, a part of the hardware. Now, what does that says? It says storage and memory are important components of a computer system. Primary storage is one type of the storage in a computer system. Okay, storage and memory are two different parts. They are saying important components of the computer system. Primary storage is majorly one part of the computer system. So now they are saying tick one box to show which is an example of the primary storage. So compact disk is an offline, hard disk is a secondary storage, RAM is a primary, whereas SSD is again an example of a secondary storage. So we will taking up with the RAM. Give one characteristic of the primary memory. So what could be the primary memory? Okay, now number one. Considering the RAM, it's a volatile, but considering the ROM as it's the primary memory as well, so it's a non-volatile. So you can write that it have both volatile and non-volatile storages. One characteristic could be this one. The other one could be that they are directly accessible by the processor. So we would be going with the other one. Directly accessible by processor. You can write it down by CPU as well. That's fine. Okay. So we do have two things over here, volatile and non-volatile, both parts here. Okay, fine. Good enough. Okay, now part B. What does it say? Virtual memory can be created in a computer system. Complete the description about the virtual memory. Use the terms from the list. Some of the terms in the list will not be used. Some terms may be used more than once. Okay, might be some of them are not used and might be few of them may be utilized twice as well, more than once. So it's not even with the twice, it can go with the thrice as well. Okay. Now they are saying, okay, what are the options they have provided us: binary, hard drive, hexadecimal, OS, pages, random access memory, ROM, sectors, software, tracks, virtual memory. Okay, now what is the first one? They are saying virtual memory is used when the dash is full. Okay, now when are we utilizing the virtual memory? So we are utilizing the virtual memory when the RAM is full. It is created by partitioning the dash. What are you going to partition over here? So you are going to partition the hard drive instead of the if they have given the option apart from the hard drive SSD, so you can utilize the SSD over here as well. So you will be utilizing the HDD. Okay, you guys need to actually write down the complete formats. Okay, I'm just writing in the short form, but you guys need to do it in the full format. Data is divided into dash that can be sent from dash to the dash. Okay, now data is divided in pages. Do remember that data is always divided into the pages that can be sent from the RAM to the dash to be temporarily stored until they are required. So we have created the partitioning in the hard disk drive. So obviously they will be sent to the HDD or the hard disk drive to be temporarily stored until they are required. And once they are required and once the RAM is free, so they will be going over there. Pages is something you are going to create variable sizes of the in the part as much as the it is required. You are going to create the uh, flexible sizes. You will be dealing with the pages, and segmentation is the other part. You will be dealing with both of them in A2 level. There is a memory management part in which you will be dealing with the pages, and the segmentation part is incomplete. Okay, guys, so that was all for today, and this is the complete solution for 221012 October November 2023. Hope to see you guys in the next session. Thank you so much, guys. Allah Hafiz.